He has very long ears.
Do you have long ears?
I found Temple's tail. I thought it was like a dead animal or something. Pooey. I had surgery on this hand a few years back. This finger usually just kind of flaps out there doing nothing. Good morning. I've got chores started here. I work today, so I really just have a couple hours here this morning, and then I'm gonna have to pack up and get inside. Let's just go check on this new little kid from yesterday. Excuse me, kittens. I've been watching him on the camera this morning, and he's jumping around and playing. And you finally have a little friend to play with. You figured out the box. He has very long ears.
Do you have long ears?
So he's a black-headed traditional, and you can't see it, but he's got like one little spot of dark brown on his forehead. Now that kid has figured out the hot box, and I'll kind of show him how to get in and out of the creep panel, I'll take Mom out of there and put her back in here. I can move it for you. So this new guy here, and it looks a little better today, but see that front leg keeps knuckling under there, just on his front. So really that's just from being scrunched up in the womb. And that tendon just needs time to stretch out and correct itself. Some people bandage them up and splint them. I don't. I have never found it to really make a difference, and quite honestly, I want them using that joint because I don't want them. The more you restrict it, the more chance there is of muscle wasting, and we really want it to build that up and become strong. So I opt to once or twice a day, just very gently, very, very gently stretch it, and then just do a little like movement therapy on it. And I find that they almost always correct themselves within 2, maybe 3 days. If it's really severe, it might take 5 days, but I've never had one not correct itself. Since the weather is so nice this week, I really, by the end of the week, should wean kids. So I'm thinking about how I want to do that, how I want to organize stuff. This space is nothing like what I had last year. Everything is different, so I'm kind of working into what's this going to look like, and knowing that a lot of this is going to be enclosed because this shed will be extended out. So it'll be different yet next year too. I was spot cleaning the bedding pack out. I found Temple's tail. I thought it was like a dead animal or something because it was just sticking up through the bedding, and I thought, well, what is this? And I grabbed it with the pitchfork, and I was like, wait, that's a cow tail. And as I pulled it up, I realized like how much of a cow tail it was. There's 4 inches of bone here. So somebody got frostbite and it broke off, so I was looking around. So it's from this cow right here, Temple. I've been keeping an eye on it, and she does have, like, the bone is sticking out just a little bit, but it's completely crusted over, like with blood. It was like a blood popsicle that day. But it's completely enclosed and crusted over. And then the skin that's remaining above it, it is swollen, because when you get frostbite, you're going to have some swelling, but it doesn't look infected to me yet. And I did just touch base with the vet on like should I do anything? She's like, if it's closed up, I would just not touch it. There's no sense in opening that up. And if her skin would get infected, we can put her on an antibiotic. But for now, we're not even doing anything. I'm not even treating it topically because it's completely enclosed and it doesn't look like there's any necrotic skin or anything. So the vet said with stuff like that, there's not even enough skin to like pull it over to suture it. So she's like, just monitor it and see how it goes. So my guess is that she got a little frostbite. It was really cold and somebody just stepped on it when they walked past her in the bedding pack. You know, maybe she didn't tuck it in close enough. So that's my guess. This should be the day that I clean out the cattle barn, but I'm not gonna have time for it. So I spot clean it every single day, but they're gonna have to go an extra day this week. We put an entire stock bale in here right at the beginning of that cold snap, so they have more than enough bedding. All right, I'm pretty much done for the morning. I gotta head in and get ready for work. That cat that I brought in the house yesterday that had like the head trauma, not 100% sure what's going on. He still occasionally starts to bleed out of his eye socket again, and a little bit out of his nose, but he acts completely normal. He has no signs of any respiratory distress or infection. I'm gonna keep him inside just to keep an eye on him. So, all right, I'm gonna head to work. Good morning. Well, it doesn't look like we're gonna get away from this wind at all this week. It's supposed to be basically 20-25 mile an hour winds all week. It is supposed to get up to 50 degrees today. It's only like 25 right now. We've got quite a few things to do today. I need to clean the cattle out, get them bedded. I got to move the wind blocks to get to my open stock bales. I want to trim just a handful of hooves that I see getting overgrown. I'm probably not going to run the whole group through the chute yet. I will probably do that at the same time that I sort for the next breeding. So in about 4 weeks. And then I need to give the kids their CD&T booster. come like you want attention, and then I get you and you don't want it. You want your booty scratched, huh? I've got all my morning chores done. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on hoof trimming right now. I think I've got 7 of them to get done, and they're all in different pens. So I'm not gonna use my hoof trimming chute. When you're not when you don't have gates set up and you're not pushing them through as a group, it's really hard to get them to walk through it. So I'd have to halter them anyway and drag them over to it, and they're in 3 different pens, so that just seems like a pain. So I'm just gonna halter them in their pens and just do it on the ground. Just leave her alone. So I'm gonna start vaccinating. Normally what I do is I lock all the kids in their creep pen, and then I block off the creep opening, and then I throw them over the edge as I'm done with them. I just pick them up, vaccinate them, bail them over the edge. This whole group is actually pretty friendly. So I'm thinking of maybe just going around. The problem is if I don't lock them up and throw them over, then I have to mark them so I know who I did, which when I'm throwing them over the top, I don't have to mark anybody. So I'll at least start that way. And if it doesn't go well, I'll chase them all in and lock them in the pen. I typically draw out of the bottle with a different needle than what I use. A big one to draw it out because it goes quicker, and then I put a nice small one on. So I just keep my vaccines in a bucket in a towel with ice. And I'm gonna try a cattle marker this time so I don't have to keep picking up a can. I'm hoping I can just leave this marker in my hand as I do it, and I won't have to pick it up and set it down. Hi. Well, I've definitely seen more efficient ways of doing this. I can't even mark them with my left hand. I'm so right-handed, my left hand literally doesn't work. I had surgery on this hand a few years back, so I have very little strength, and you'll notice this finger usually just kind of flaps out there doing nothing. So it's a struggle. Oh, pooey. Okay, you're fine. All right, who's next? I just thought you were gonna get out that door. Oh my goodness. I've had about enough for today. It's gonna be dark in 20 minutes, so I'm gonna go in and make some supper.